What is going on, everybody? Yes, he's back again. I know, pain in the ass. I'm Andy Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, and co-host of Music and Mayhem with my awesome brother Skylar Ray, who check out tonight, please, on Pine Case with Kalisha at 10 p.m. Eastern time or something like that. Time's the same everywhere. People fucking they don't believe that. But anyways, thank you for coming on. We have a great show tonight. Just a great show tonight. You know, the one guy I've known for since junior high, and the other one we've known forever, Detroit, because he's a freaking radio icon. And I'll let you figure out who's who. But before bringing them on, we got to bring on OG here for a second. OG.
Okay, guys.
OG's in the house.
I'll be taking notes.
Yeah, actually, she's going to be sitting there and, doing
Sleeping.
the OG thing. So we're going to pop OG out. And without further ado, these guys, like I said, the one I went to high school with, he goes by Loco Joe, and you'll see why shortly. The other one goes by Screamin Scott Randall, who is, like I said, a radio icon here in Detroit. He has been on radio for, I think it's going on almost 30 years, most of it with the riff. Now you could hear him from 3 to 7, Monday through Friday on WCSX 94.7. The one and only Screamin Scott Randall, right there. Well, right there.
Okay.
A lot with Loco Joe.
Uh-oh.
And this, I'm warning you guys, this is how it's going to go all night. Right now. Oh, my God.
Oink, oink, my good man.
Oh, we gotta get this ready. We got to do it this way.
Props.
Kunk, kunk.
Wait, can't we go like that?
Yeah, we can go like that.
Wait, if I bring it this way, it doesn't go
Oh,
that
you can
way.
do the-
Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Hiya, Manny.
You know what? You know how this is just happened. You know how you never ever put any liquid on the table by your instruments and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Dumped your coffee all over the mic, all over the right now. So, but it's yours, not mine.
Yes.
But
my side of the table. It's okay.
oh man, who's gonna look it up? Oh man. So guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, it's actually working.
Yeah.
We're live on my page.
Yeah,
Good
okay.
way.
We're live
Are we
here.
live
too.
on Poncho and Cisco?
Oh, I didn't do Poncho and Cisco. You want me to
no,
check Poncho?
We got,
Yeah, see if we're on.
All right. Well,
that's another thing. Go to Poncho and Cisco. We're live all over. These guys have been putting stuff everywhere, so I have no idea what's going on. Just listen to them.
Okay, it says I'm live now.
Coffee all over.
mm.
It's not a party till something gets broke.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh my God, how's Jet doing? I saw Jet running around.
Jet's doing good. Come on, Jet. Come on. Jet the Wonder. Come on, get up here.
Yeah.
Get up here.
Yeah,
Get he's here.
behind. Okay,
Yeah. Up here. Up here.
everyone knows.
Woo! Jet the Rock Dog.
Jet looks so happy and nice. You know how you piss off Jet? Take Jet for a ride to Eddie's Drive-In.
And
Scream
tell
Scott
it's
Burgers,
closed.
And they're closed.
Eddie's is closed. Oh no. Eddie's is closed. I'm sorry.
Into Cujo.
Okay.
But
Well, according to my calculations, we're live worldwide now.
damn. And
I don't know what
that's
all that
why,
means.
Because these guys, it's Poncho and Cisco.
Bud says not from his end. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Not from his end.
so well, let me try to take it off my page. Hold on.
Okay. Hold on.
Let me take it off
let's
here.
see. Are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing testicle difficulties. Please stand by.
Oh no, we're good.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, I don't know what
Cisco.
I don't know what Bud's doing.
I'm
We
on
never
Joe's
know what
page.
Bud's. Yeah, I should be live there. I know it's live there because I can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're.
I
Man,
see it
you
on
guys-
your page, Joe.
You guys look
Oh.
good on TV, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we have good makeup artists. We have a really good makeup artist. Oh no, we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't get to the page.
Well, I don't know what you're doing.
I don't either.
We have, man, we got people just chiming it. Did you guys see the people who are coming in
No?
on there? Okay, now. You see them now
Skylar's
on the bottom?
On the bottom. Hey, guys.
Seven,
Cool.
seven. I'm just going to run right through here because these are all your fans. They have no idea who in the hell I am.
No, that's not true.
So we got All right.
Oh yeah, Poncho and Cisco. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there.
Mm.
Hey, look, it only took us like 4 minutes to get everything working.
Hey, that's all right. It took me a half hour to figure out how to get you
Let's see,
StreamYard to
Poncho.
message.
Oh, there's Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Yep, Lisa.
Poncho and Cisco. Hey, yeah, there we are. Hey, look at that.
God.
Yeah.
Who's Poncho?
What, you
Who's
could-
Cisco?
You can see the. How can you
Yeah.
see that?
I can see it, but we're frozen. Oh, wait, I guess I have to hit this.
Can
Yeah.
you hit comments on yours? Because it should pop up on
Yes.
your phone.
Fred
You
Fink.
got-
Hey, guys. Hey, Fred.
Fink.
Oh, yeah.
We
There
got
we
it.
go. I
So,
remember
Scott-
how to use this again.
So you guys, you can see all the comments, right?
Yeah, I can
Yes.
see him now.
Cool. Then you guys are in charge of all that because.
Oh, no.
Because
I got it.
oh, hey, you know what? I got this. This is my brother right here, Skylar Ray. Skylar Ray is a rapper artist in Oregon with his fiance Kayla, who just dropped another amazing song last night. They are on starting up their world tour or their nationwide tour again in May. They did 82 sites, 82 cities last year. They're going to be hitting over 100. Skylar and me and him do Music and Mayhem on Wednesdays. That's my brother, Skylar Ray. So shedding
Awesome.
some love out to you, brother.
And Mr. Positive's on.
Mr. Positive's on. I think you know him.
Mr. Positive Warriors. He is everywhere.
Let's see.
Cool cat. Gregory Balteff.
Yes, Mr.
What?
The infamous Mr. P.
Yes, Mr. P.
He used to lighten us up every day. He'd come in and give us a nice positive message and start the
During-
show off. During some
co-checking.
those were very tough days. Those
Yeah.
COVID days were very tough days. You know, a lot of people had,
Well,
you know, it
you
was
know what?
crazy.
You guys, because I was getting a little bit of the story when we met up for some wings. How this all began is like Scott. You said that everything was shut down. And
Yeah,
you guys
shut down,
came up
and
with the
I got laid off for a little bit, and then Joe just said, "Hey, let's do a podcast. What are we going to do? Well, we could drink. We could drink. Well, it was basically our idea to keep everybody company because we were all bunkered down and couldn't go out anywhere. You couldn't drive, and the restaurants were hurting and everything, and the bar business was burning. So it was kind of our way to bring everybody together for some hope and just information and stupid comedy.
Well,
Right.
let's go. We had a pre-production meeting, a very involved pre-production meeting that kind of went like this. And it's like, what are we going to do? I said, weather, tomfoolery, shenanigans. Are you in? He's like, yeah. I said, all right, cool. And then we literally the first streaming service we used was BeLive. I think it was BeLive.tv.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was very primitive, it was very primitive and there wasn't really a lot you could do with it. You couldn't like post comments up or run video from it or anything. And so we used that for a few shows and it worked pretty good. And that's when I discovered StreamYard after that. And StreamYard was actually pretty new at the time too. So we're like, oh, let's go to the StreamYard. Well, we got the StreamYard and everything started on cruise control and it was awesome from there. You're trying to do stuff, we didn't have an OG in the studio that could put our stuff up for us. So I'm going over here. I'm doing stuff behind me. I had stuff behind me. It was chaos. The whole time was just chaos, but it was a lot of fun, and for 3 hours a day, people could get away from what was really traumatic for the most part,
You know what? That was wasn't that? Didn't you start like the beginning of February, second week or so in February, around there somewhere?
I think our first show
was April.
Oh,
yeah,
was
like
that long?
World was already shut
Okay.
down.
and then we were on at first we were on daily. We were doing it daily. And then
our liver stopped.
right.
You know what? Hey, what a perfect segue. Because you know how you said about all the turmoil, just the shit that was out there. And it was just it was a downtime. That was when I just got out of the hospital from my ordeal. Speaking of liver failing, when they basically told me I was going to die. So yeah, man, I remember going through Facebook and all of a sudden seeing you guys. And I'm not kidding. You guys really did a lot. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of fun and all that, but just it was insane. And for a while there, it just kind of took our minds away from all the chaos that was happening around us, man. So you guys did a great job with that. And What was the
Yes.
Joe? You said that you had to try time the commercials and all that, and you had it down pat. You were like, "Yo, hold on." He had to keep going, and you were jumping back and forth. You were trying to time shit and all the recording, all the stuff that I have no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah, and then they had, like now the StreamYard is really cool because you can bring a direct link in from YouTube and play it on the stream. Well, back when it first started, you only had, I think it was a 25 megabyte file size that you could use. So, and then you would load the video, whatever the video was, into the StreamYard queue, and then you could play it up on the screen here. Well, I'd get a video and I didn't notice that it was 26 megabytes, and then it wouldn't play. I'm like, hey, check this out. And all of a sudden there's nothing there. I'm like, to be like, Poncho, take over the show. I got to clip this down a little bit more, cut a couple of seconds out of it so that it would fit in. And now they make it, and I haven't used this since it's been all updated and stuff. And I mean, it looks awesome. But I guess now you can just punch a video link right from YouTube, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I know. Skylar dropped a video yesterday, and again, well, my IT skills are. I got thrilled to death that I just sent you that through Messenger. Okay.
Yeah, no, it worked out. It worked out great. Now, if we had, I wonder if I'd have to probably, I don't know, like, because if we there's stuff we could pull that we could, throw up here while we're hanging out here tonight, and I could send you direct links to the videos, and you could put them up. I just don't know where to send them to.
Not a clue.
No. OG, any help with that?
Oh,
Talk to me about surgery. I can talk to you, not about IT.
Oh yeah, well, shit, the near life and death experiences. They got plenty of those between us three. But
how many heart attacks? What?
Well, let's see.
I've had 3.
Starting upper right.
Three.
Screamin Scott said 3. You know
3.
what? We did tell the story about whatever one when you wheeled in. You were having a nice conversation. This is I would say.
Well, the story dates back to when I was a ski instructor.
There was a lot of skiing in those days. We hit some moguls,
but it was inside a bar,
Oh, okay.
inside a bar in a stall. That's how much skiing I did. But
the mogul was a toilet.
Back in the old days. But also was hanging out with some friends and a bar owner at what was that on Groesbeck? Imperial House. Yeah, went to the Imperial House one night, and the owner's like, "Hey, Screamin, we got to try this new drink. You take Red Bull and you put Jaeger and you pour them together, and you could party all night." So I said, "Great." So after about 14, 15 shots, I went home, and my brain was couldn't sleep, and then they tell you have that feeling where an elephant is on your chest.
Correct.
It just seemed like that. So I instructed my girlfriend at the time to, hey, on your way to work, can you please drop me off at the hospital? This was 19 in Garfield, and I went in, and they said, "Hey, what's the problem?" I said, "I'm not feeling good. It's my heart, arm, everything." And basically they said, "Okay, we're going to wheel you in the back and run some tests." So they sat me down in a wheelchair, put a bracelet on me. I said goodbye to my girlfriend, and then I died right in the wheelchair. Code blue. And they wheeled me back and cut up my brand new Drew and Mike jersey that I had on. I had finally got one. And they took out the paddles. Clear. And shocked me twice. And I came back to life. They got a pulse, and they said, "Mr. Randall, you know why you're here?" I said, "Yeah, you guys said you were just going to run some tests." They said, "No, you just died, and we just brought you back to life." And just like Joe said, it was crazy. There was no white light. I kind of felt gypped off. Like, go to the light. Oh my God, there's the light. Oh, go towards the light.
No.
Don't go to the light.
Don't go to the light. Do not go to the light.
So I was like, whoa. And I turned and I just all over the operating floor. So that was number one. Number two, I drove myself to the hospital after an air shift. It just wasn't feeling good. And I was still smoking at the time. I was smoking a pack of Marlboro Reds. And what I did is all the stints they put in me, I gummed them all up, thinking I was invincible after the first heart attack. Drove myself to the hospital, and boom, they had emergency surgery there. The third one was just after accumulation of, again, still smoking and still drinking and partying, and went in for some tests. It's like, hey, we got to do the open heart surgery. So my doctor, trying to remember his name. It reminds me of a shoe. Can't remember it offhand. See,
Dr. Puma?
No, not Dr. Puma.
Nike, Dr. Nike.
Doc Martin. Yep. Doc Martin. Famous doctor.
Brilliant.
Did the open heart surgery, right? Got all healed up. It was about a month later. I met him in his office for a checkup. Can I swear on this thing? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be sure. So he pulls me in his office. Are you feeling good? You feeling good? Yeah, everything's great. And he goes, don't fuck up my work. I worked 8 hours on that table on your damn heart. Don't be doing cocaine. Don't be drinking. Don't be partying. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay. I quit smoking, and haven't had a cigarette in 11 years.
Man, congratulations.
Man.
Drinking is just moderation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Well, that was the first. We are highly tuned athletes. We take care of this temple. We take care of it. So you got you heard Screamin' Scott. Well, not to be outdone, Loco Joe. The bullshit is flowing.
Where's my finger? How come my finger doesn't? Oh, there it is.
You got to go around.
It's accurate. We're like backwards.
So then Loco Joe decides,
Loco Joe,
what? I'm not going to get outdone by Screamin' Scott. So
let's hear it for the one and only Loco Joe. Loco Joe. Loco Joe. Loco Joe. Yay. Loco Joe. Loco Joe. Loco Joe. It's the Loco Joe Show.
What's going on here? Tiny bubbles in the rain. It's crazy. Is this stuff toxic?
yes.
I used bleach.
All right. So, Joe, you want to give your health update with what happened?
It was back in like 2020, and it was like October 2020. And one day, I got home, I was out, I did a road call, and I got home, and I had just like this little throb going on in my abdomen area, and I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, whatever, gas or. And I laid down for a little bit, and all of a sudden I woke up, and it was like boom, boom, and I'm like, something's not good here. So I called Poncho, and I'm like, hey, I said, I think I need to go to the hospital.
I think I got a kidney stone.
Something. I didn't know what was going on. So in my Tabasco pants, we roll into the hospital in my Tabasco pants. Yes, I still got them. I should have worn them tonight. But we go in, and the last thing I remember when we got in there, I gave my name and all the info and whatever. And the last thing I remember is I couldn't breathe. And then the next thing you know, I wake up and have tubes and beeping and bonging going on, and like, do you know where you're at? And I'm like, this can't be good. So I didn't remember anything. Didn't remember nothing. They're like, well, they told me, you had a double aortic aneurysm, blah, blah, blah. Less than 5% of people survive it. You're lucky to be here. And I'm like, well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. The whole 9 yards. And then, and then they're, they come in, and it's like gloom and doom, it's all gloom and doom. And they come in, and it's like a battery of doctors, a battery of doctors.
There's a lot of doctors.
Yeah, and they're standing around, and this guy's like, "Well, listen," he goes, "Yeah, you're alive, but your liver failed and your kidneys failed, and you're going to have to be on dialysis for the rest of your life." And I'm like, my liver failed. I go, nah. I said, listen, my liver's going to be fine. My liver's trained for this. It knows what it's doing, and it's not going to fail me. I can tell you. And I'm like, and I'm like, well, don't the kidneys and the liver, they kind of work together, right? And they're like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, listen, if that's the case, kidneys are going to be okay too. And these guys are all just standing around. They're like, this guy's a freaking whack job, you know? And so they're like, well, you know, that's a great attitude that you got, but that's just not how it's going to go. You know, I'm like, all right, whatever. And they all leave. 2 days later, they're all, you know, you've been in the hospital. You both have been in the hospital a lot, you don't get no rest in there. You get no rest. Just when you're about to fall asleep, somebody wants to come and poke you, prick you, stick their finger up your butt. You know, it's like, this is ridiculous. So 2 days later, the two of them come back in. They're like, wow, you know, we can't believe this. Your liver's back to full function. I'm like, so you're saying it's a miracle? And I was like, yeah. I says, I had no doubt about it, you know, no doubt about it. Like, wow. They're like, man, we've never seen anything like this. Man, a couple more days goes by, and the whole team comes back in. They're like, well, you know, Mr. Evangelista, your one kidney's back to full function now, and your other one's actually working a little bit again. I'm like, see, I told you, everything's going to be fine.
The white light. Go to the white light. Ah!
We were talking about that before the show, and I feel like I was cheated because I didn't see no white light. My grandma didn't visit me. I didn't have any coming to Jesus or anything like that, and I kind of feel like I was cheated.
No Funyuns.
I'm telling you, man, this is, I mean, so that was yours. I mean, the thing is, too, I get to jump in the fray here, too, because I, too, almost died multiple times. Mm-hmm. But my last one was kind of like yours. You know what it is? It's our product of our environment, Joe, man. Lakeview produces livers and kidneys because for those of you who know, I used to drink every now and then, and to the point where I turned yellow. And back when these guys were going to start their COVID podcast and all that, I was busy having the doctors tell me your kidneys, pancreas, and liver have completely shut down, no longer functioning. You have less than 6 weeks to live. Say goodbye to your family, friends. By the way, hospice is here to take over your care. And yeah. So they come in, and again, I'm like, hey, man, I went to Lakeview. Our livers are tough. So they're like, hospice is there to take over. Long story short, they keep me 7 days, and they're coming in to take blood to transfer the paperwork, the labs over to hospice. Well, they come in about 4 hours later, and they're like, we need to take more blood. 90 proof, take it. So they took more, and then they come back again. And again, this went on for 7 days. They kept bullshitting me. Paperwork, delays. Well, every time they come in, there were more doctors. To the last day, my room was packed full of doctors, and Dr. Death is smiling at me. And I'm like, you evil prick, you're sending me home to die, and you're smiling. And his associate, she goes, Manny, we're sending you home to live. Just like Joe, they said, you were in organ failure the 30 days you were here. You coded twice, and your organs have stopped functioning altogether. There's no coming back. However, now your pancreas, kidneys, and liver are not only functioning, they're functioning well within normal limits. And I was like, Lakeview kidney.
So when you were in the hospice thing, did you feel like crap the whole time, or did you feel like, hey, I'm getting out of this? Ain't no thing.
Joe, you know what's so fucking crazy is the day before this happened, I woke up and I was all alone in my room, and I woke up and I never had that come to Jesus moment, but I'll never forget this day. I woke up and I actually felt really good that day. I didn't make anything of it. And then the next morning is when they laid this on me. And the thing is, I'm talking to the doc just like I'm talking to you guys. And they were like, don't even think of looking at a bottle of liquor. And someone asked me, they said, were you scared when they came in and told you? And that, in fact, the one doctor said, when we told you 6 weeks, it was only to have you fight, to have to hang on for a family that was coming in. They go, we didn't think you'd make it 48 hours. That's why, and here it is 5 years later. But I go, well, wait a minute. So it's all back to normal, right? I go, so I can start over again. Oh, God. So all three of us, near-death experiences. and all three of us are back.
Well, we know, there's some backstory there that we got to go back a few years on. The Lakeview class in 1983 was like infamously famous as being probably the most party class in the history of Lakeview High School. I mean, for God's sakes, on the day of graduation, we had a kegger at Tony Larsh's house.
Remember, we were walking up 11 Mile when they had the bottles of whiskey. We were passing down on the way to commencements.
Our valedictorian was puking on the side of right on 11 Mile. It was insane, and it was. I mean, it was how we. There's a lot of times I look back and Kurt, our late friend Kurt Levalier, God rest his soul. In fact, today's his birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow!
So
I gotta remember Kurt's name.
We used to talk about it. And we were like, man, how did we even make it out of high school? Because we were doing it. We partied hard, like insane hardness. It was crazy, and it was weird because I had always had, I had this dream when I was like 14 years old that I wasn't going to make it to 40. So I was always like, well, screw it. I'm not going to make it to 40. I'm going to live my life like there's no tomorrow. And that's what I did. And then I hit 40 and then I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, no, I'm serious. That's what it was.
And here we are. That ship's beyond sailed.
And then our legacy followed us to our 5-year reunion when we all got together across from South Lake. We trashed the place, and my cousin went to go to that hall to get some prices, and told the guy, "Hey man, we were just here for my fiance's 5-year reunion." And they go, "Lakeview?" And they're like, "Yeah, they are never allowed here. I don't care if it's 5, 15, 25, 50.
Wow.
Lakeview class of '83 is never allowed in the building again."
Yeah, it was not. It was nuts, man. It was. I look back on those days and I'm like, geez, oh Pete, I mean, we had it was quite the cast of characters too.
Well, we made it, man. Thank God.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here with you guys.
Hey.
Oh man, you know what? I got a lot of people, Scott. There's so much jumping around here that want to know about Screamin' Scott.
Hold on. Timeout's on the phone. Joe's called an audible drinking timeout.
Cheers, everybody.
I was still drinking. Oh my God.
Oh, this is root beer. So
See,
root beer. So
Good.
We thought
root beer.
All right.
For everyone here,
name on.
Screamin' Scott Randall. They all know the WRIF and WCSX. Yeah.
Well, do you know his original name was Wolfman Scott Randall?
It was not.
There was Wolfman. Who was that? There was, because we actually know a few individuals from another station that like to ski as much as we did.
Yeah.
But I mean, the people that you've met over your career, Scott. I mean, there's so many artists. And I mean, who stands out? I mean, it's what, 28 years? How long have you been? How long have you been doing radio?
Well, actually, over radio, it's been close to 40. It's close to 40.
Yeah.
With 30 here in Detroit. I did 10 years out of state. But one that stands out is of course, the Master Blaster, None Talks Faster, the Mr. Diamond, David Lee Roth.
Okay.
I've met him a couple of times, couple at the station, couple backstage. And it's just amazing how the length between meetings was enormous, but then he'd raise like, "Screamin' Scott, how you doing?" Hey,
Wow.
And that's pretty cool too, because that guy's got an ego the size of California.
Right.
Scott?
No, Scott.
Heard him loose.
Yeah, and the other one it would have to be Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl was the coolest, nicest musician. I met him on a trip. We were seeing a secret band. It was called the Miller January Draft Line Date, and it was in Ireland, believe it or not. So we had no idea who the band was going on stage, and I was wearing my riff jacket at the time. And I went upstairs to be close to the soundboard to watch the sound check, and got a tap on the shoulder. He says, "Hey, you work at Riff?" And I turned around and was like, "It's Dave Grohl." And he goes, yeah. I say, I'm Screamin' Scott. He goes, you mind if I sit here? I was like, oh, sure. So we got to talking and stuff. He had brought up the days that he had played with Nirvana at St. Andrews Hall, as well as the Magic Bag in Ann Arbor. This is about the time stuff he was full blown with the Foo Fighters. And he's asked me if I knew who the secret band was. And I said, oh, is it the Foo Fighters? He goes, no, unfortunately, but I'm dating the bass player. And I went,
Okay.
this is the bass player's a girl. I was like, oh, okay, yes, yeah, cool. At the time and stuff, before he got married and stuff, he was dating DRC from the Smashing Pumpkins. The Smashing Pumpkins was the secret band.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
my God. I just sit there and I've listened to you since the riff and everyone, and just remembering, your contests, your events and everything. And it was just like, holy shit. Well,
it's better than that. Sometimes I get stopped on the street. He goes, dude, you're the guy that was at the roller rink, man.
Well,
I worked a couple roller rinks. One was International, which later became the Great Skate, which they got a big skating reunion March the 16th, and I will be your DJ for the night. So get the funk out, man. Come out and skate. And then the other, I did a bunch of years at the rink in Utica.
Oh,
and
Okay.
great place. Met so many friends, so many memories. It was just unbelievable.
that's just crazy, man. I mean,
My first job was in Ohio.
what?
Ohio.
You
In Wapakoneta, Ohio. It's the home of Neil Armstrong. It's what it's most famous for. But a town so small. How small is it? It was so small that the main street went right through the McDonald's drive-through. That's how small it was. Only stayed in Ohio for a year, and then went to Fort Wayne / Decatur, Indiana. Met some wonderful people that owned the station from Michigan that had a station in Indiana, the Somervilles, Jeff and Pam Somerville. And I did 9 years there and really honed my craft before I came back, because I couldn't come back to Michigan because all the radio legends were on the air still. From Carl Coffey, Arthur Penhollow, Doug Podell, Ann Carlini, Jim Johnson and the morning crew and all that. So it took some. Steve Costan. Got to remember Steve Costan. He's the encyclopedia of rock and roll. He's such a great guy. Hall of Fame guy, along with Arthur Penhollow. So I got lucky when I came back and got the job with Joe Scory at the Ritz again for a little bit, and then got discovered there and started working in Z-Rock, 102.7 FM. And then from Z-Rock, I did 3.5 years, and then got a call. That's when Z-Rock changed to the Bear with Ted Nugent.
Yep.
As soon as that happened, Doug Podell called me up. True story how this goes. Called me up when it was changing over to the Bear. I answered the phone, 1027, the Bear. And he goes, hey, this is Doug Podell. And I went, yeah, sure. Click. And I hung up on him. And he calls back. He says, no, it's really Doug. And Doug offered me to come on over. He says, hey, why don't you come on over here? So I took his advice and took the job offer and did a riff for 26 years. Then the 3 to 7 opened up at WCSX and got the offer to come on over there. And it's been fantastic. And it's mostly when I got laid off, it was all you people out there.
Wait, what do you mean, you people?
You people, yeah, you people out there. All my friends and everything that really made the difference, because the station was like, oh my God, my boss, Jade Springart, said, people are burning T-shirts on the front lawn. We got to get them back. So she played a big part in stuff of me coming back and working at Riff for the 50th anniversary. And then I segued over to CSX with Big Jim and Donnie and just a cast of characters that is just amazing.
Well, I have to interject, Poncho, because
interject.
One of the saddest phone calls I ever got, and I felt so terrible, was he called me from the parking lot at Riff.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, Poncho, he says, they let me go. I'm like, what?
April 1st.
Yeah. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, And you could, you talk to people, and sometimes you can just hear the devastation, that they're feeling. And I felt so helpless because, you want to say the right thing, and you want to be positive about it. But the thing, it was so huge, and I was like, listen, bro, I said, you know what? It sucks right now, but trust me, everything's going to be fine. I don't think so. I'm like, no, I'm serious. I have a feeling everything's going to be cool. And I think it was like, I said, we could screw around till then. Now you got time. And you're trying to make light of it to try to lighten the mood. And, hey, bro, I got your back. We can hang out. We can do stuff that we didn't normally do, blah, blah, blah. And of course that turned into Poncho and Cisco show. And then when the phone call, when he called me, he says, CSX called, and I was like, yeah. And then at the same time, I'm like, no. Because it's like,
it was understandable. They had decisions to make that a lot of companies did, and a lot of people, they didn't know what was going to happen, so they had to downsize, and I got swept up in that. But again, I had no ill will and never burned a bridge, and that helped because boom, they welcomed me back with open arms.
Well, and it was the public outcry. And I remember when Arthur P got let go, and there was some public outcry, but nothing like I saw go down with this thing. I mean, people were pissed. They were pissed, like literally angry. They wanted to go burn the station down.
Oh man, it went a kind of tongue-in-cheek shit, but I still remember when that happened as well. It was just like, I thought, because there's a lot of stunts and bullshit. Like, okay, what's the gimmick? What's going on? What's real? And then when it was like, no, this is real. It was just like, no, because you knew at that time slot we were going to hear Screamin' Scott, and it was just like, fuck this, and kind of like Joe. It was like you were made for the radio, obviously, and it was just a matter of time. And of course, there you are. But I mean, shit, you know how much you love Detroit. I mean, it's just when I started talking about you guys coming on, there's just like, all there was Poncho Cisco, all there was Screamin' Scott, all there was Loco Joe and shit. And I'm like, I'm gonna be on there with them,
Yeah.
But no, man, what a legacy. And just like Metro Beach, Screamin' Scott, just blared through the speakers with all the boys and all that shit. And somehow it was even snowing in June and July at Metro Beach, and there was all the craziness going on. But
well, you don't find a lot of that. I mean, the attrition rate in radio and TV, it's insane. I mean, you can think of, I think back throughout the years and just how many DJs have come and gone. You get the flash in the pan guys, and then it's very rare that you get somebody who's been on the air and that you've known for that long. I mean, when we think back when we were young, Steve Costan, John O'Leary, Karen Savelli, of course, Arthur P. Arthur P. God,
Jim Johnson, Lynn Woodison, and Carlini,
Karen Savelli, and
Carl Coffey.
So to make it longer, to make it and still be doing it longer, man, that's just something. I mean, he's my pal, and I look out, I'm like, God, I love this guy. He's my hero.
In fact, I remember during the Poncho and Cisco broadcast, one of my longtime mentors joined us on the show, the late, great Ken Calvert, the casual one. And Kenny was when I got laid off the first time, was Pinnacle. Just called me up and said, hey, it's going to be okay. And then he was laughing hysterically at our little shindig show. And I said, hey, Kenny, you want to be a guest? He goes, yeah, sure. And he thought he'd come on for, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, we thought we were going to have him for like, if we had him for 15 minutes, we were going to be like, we're the coolest guys in the world.
And it was like an hour and a half he lasted with us. And if you go back on the Poncho and Cisco page, you could watch that episode, which is amazing.
And he was
stories.
He was so down to earth, and he's just one of the most friendliest guys you've ever want to meet in your life. And we got done. I remember we got done with the show, and we talked to each other kind of like we are now. We'd be on the stream, and we were both like, did that really just happen? Did that really just happen?
I mean, the story behind Detroit basketball, all that came about, and it's like through Ken Calvert.
That's just amazing. And the funny thing is like for me, listening to these stories and how you guys were sitting there in awe of him.
Yeah.
That's how I've been the last month talking with you guys for this moment here. I mean, that's how when you have fans like you guys, it's that in depth, it's that deep, and it's that real because we grew up together.
We're trying to figure that one out because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are synonymous with each other. With you with the riff, and then Poncho and Cisco ride again, and then shit.
That was a funny story too because Joe came.
Hold it. Oh, Boyd says I drank without the bell. Sorry, Boyd. Oink oink, my good man. Cheers, everybody. Yeah. The whole chit thing. Boy, that's a weird story, isn't it, Poncho?
Yeah, it's about 11 years now. It'll be 12. It'll be 12 years in April.
No, it'll be 13.
Are you sure? 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, it might be coming up on 14. Let's see. I was in 2008. 2008. It was 21. Yeah, it's something like that. But I get at the time I was doing a lot of solos, doing a lot of solo shows, and I was playing with my pals in Bedhead and stuff here and there, and kind of just doing the thing. And one day I get a call from Bobby Black, and he's like, "Hey, what would you think about playing guitar and shit?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Does it pay?
Yeah. He's like, no, it's a paying gig, and he says to me, he goes, all you got to do is bring your gear, your personal gear. And I'm like, I don't have to hump gear. And he's like, no. I'm like, man, that sounds like a pretty good gig to me. I'm cool with that. So I go the first night. I actually didn't even have a rehearsal. So they're like, okay, well, we're playing this benefit at, I think it was Jamboozies.
Yeah.
Maybe Jamboozies. And they send me over a set list on a thing. So I did my due diligence. I learned all my parts and everything. I'm stoked for the freaking gig. And we get to the gig, and the bass player at the time, who I'm not going to name, his amp was set up next to my amp on the stage, and I was to the side of him. So we get it. It's the first freaking song, and I don't know what the hell this guy's playing. I don't have a freaking clue. But he wasn't playing the song that we were supposed to be playing. So now I'm freaking out because I hadn't rehearsed with these guys or nothing. So I'm like, just play what you learned. This thing goes on through the whole show. And I tell him at the end of the show, I go, does this guy always play like this? He goes, no, he's usually pretty good. I'm like, I don't know what happened. And then, from there, it just kind of started. And then, we did some stuff. And then
we had Dave Dion as a bass player for a while.
Buddy Dave. I love Dave.
Yep. And then we even increased it even more. Motor City Josh, who Joe and I thought was just going to play for a weekend or something. Stayed with us, 2 years?
He was with us for over 3 years. The guy stays with us. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't even believe it. And of course, Jason Hartless, our good friend Jason Hartless, and young Jason Hartless. Mm-hmm. They played with us, and we had a really good run. Of course, I'm out of the game now. After being down and out, and then trying to get chops back together, and it's weird because like my brain still knows what to do, but I go to do it here, and it doesn't want to listen. So I'm like, screw it. I was like, whatever. But we had it. It was a tremendous run. And of course, Chit's still going on better and bigger than ever. If you haven't seen a Chit show, go see a Chit show. Do it.
It's truly a Chit show too. It is definitely a Chit show. Where's your next gig at? Because I know you were just at Freddy's. We were
just at Freddy's. We were supposed to play Windjammers this weekend. Unfortunately, I will probably miss the third show ever in 12 or 13 years, having a procedure done. So I'm going to miss it. The boys are going to be playing. They're going to be calling it Random Chit. It's like random facts and the Chit band members together. So they're going to call it Random Chit. But talk amongst yourselves. I'll pull up the.
Very clever. Isn't that clever?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I mean, we had a lot of fun, and it was one of those things. I got in and I'm like, most bands are like they just go up and they play the songs and they call it good. And I'm like,
There you
listen,
go.
dude.
That's where we're playing right there.
Oh,
Can you see it? See?
I can't even see that.
Let's see. Doing a benefit march, March 8th at Winners. Rogers Roost on April the 26th.
What a great room that is, too.
After we got kicked out, we are finally coming back to the Lumberyard. May said, long story. May 17th, we're back at the Lumberyard. A great bar called KJ's. We're going to be there May 24th. Jamboozies May 30th. And then just throughout, we're playing some festivals and stuff with our buddy Brian Majors. So look for us out and about. Trying to get some more shows with Crazy Babies, which is awesome.
Man,
yeah, man, the Crazy Baby Kids. I love those guys. I love those guys so much. Boyd and Amy are just wonderful people, and it's always cool to hang out with them. And if there's one thing I miss about the old road grind is getting to hang out with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we get together whenever we can. But again, if you haven't seen a Crazy Baby show, you're just being dumb. You're being dumb because you go there, and I swear if you close your eyes and not close them forever, you swear that you're at the show. You swear that you're at an Ozzy show. And then you open your eyes and you look at them, and there's like this other Ozzy tribute band out there, and like Ozzy's like fat like Meatloaf. and you're looking at it, you're like, what's this guy doing? There should be a Meatloaf tribute band, not an Ozzy tribute band. And the guy doesn't sound like him or anything. But boy, I'll tell you, Ozzy Reborn.
Oh yeah,
that's the freaking ticket right there.
Jeez,
that's the ticket.
That's Rocket. I see Rocket. We got other people popping in here.
Oh! Cheers, everybody!
Cheers!
Oh,
Joe, you were talking about Kurt. Kurt was he called us one time. This is a real quick Kurt story. And this is a friend of ours we went to high school with. And as Joe was saying, how our school and our partying was excessive. Well, Kurt was very excessive. He called me. He goes, Mandy, what are you doing? I'm just hanging out with Jerry. He goes, be outside your house in 15 minutes. And that was it. Next thing you know, this Excalibur limo pulls up. Yeah, were you there with us? Were you there with us when he picked us up in limos and he rented a yacht over at Jefferson Beach Marina?
No, I wasn't there for that, but that was one of the Mike Dubinsky Excaliburs. I helped set that whole thing up. I remember it.
Yeah, we were sitting there, and then the driver's like, where are we going? He goes, don't worry about it. So we get there, and all the guys, we all come piling out. It's like, okay, we're gonna be hanging out down here, and then here's Kurt on the bow of this yacht. Come on, boys! He had a bottle of Crown in one hand, a bottle of whatever in the other hand. Man, it was just insane. But when you brought his name up, man, I just thought of him, and I still go to the country kitchen.
Kurt took everything to the way next level. To the way next level, and him and I were, we were bros. We were best bros for a long, long time, and he had, when he had left, he took off and he went out to Vegas and stuff, and he came back and he was sober when he came back, and he was doing really good, and then, and then he's like, and you know how it goes, man, you take one and you're going back, and he went back to it, and he was actually doing really good with it for quite a while, where things weren't out of hand. Well, the next thing you know, the wheels just fell off the freaking train, and and you try to reel him in and tell you what's up, but he was like, nah, listen. He goes, bro, if I'm going out, I'm going out over the top.
Going out big.
That was Kurt. And it wasn't just words for him. I mean, no, that was him 100%.
No, and again, I remember so many nights, and there's a lot of them that I don't remember being out with him that we had no business coming home alive. No business coming home alive.
So many of us have stories like that, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I miss him every day. I think about him every day, and I miss him every day. And he was a one of a kind, man, for sure.
He was,
He,
and
he was a character.
we've lost so many people, and
Yeah.
in fact, that's the reason I've got this wolf behind me. That's the reason behind my fight or war is, man. I mean, Jerry, my brother Jerry, I literally crawled into his bed at the hospital and held him when he took his last breath. And I remember telling Slomer and Smiley were all there. When he died, I remember looking at the guys and I'm just sobbing. And I go, what a hell of a way to die. Fast forward 15 years later, that was me. And here, by the grace of God, I'm here. So I started my fight or war. And, the amazing people in this family, the love and support here is just insane. And, but you can still be wild as crazy and doing all this other stuff. It's still have fun.
Mhm.
And I'm still doing a lot of the crazy, going to the same places and hanging out and all that. But man, the people we've got to met, but the stories, and especially Scott, man. I mean, with your lifestyle, I mean, you're surrounded by it all day, every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm still surrounded by it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, so the stuff is there. I mean, you had to be. I mean, you were partying for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Well,
in fact, my last birthday, Chit played Winter's Bar and Grill, and
on Harper,
somebody came up and said, "Hey, you want to go skiing?" It's like, no.
I think
it's a nice thought, but it's like,
Well, no, nowadays you can't even trust it. You don't know if you're getting.
Can't.
You get the fentanyl. And it's been. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's at least 25 years since the last time I went skiing. And I went on a 12-day bender.
Oh my God.
And I did half my neighborhood chicks. It was nuts. It was nuts. It was out of control.
Oh,
and I ended up sleeping. I ended up falling asleep
for a month
for like 17 hours, 18 hours. I woke up. I didn't know what day it was, and I was like, okay, that's it. It's bad. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. And, at the time you're doing it, you think, oh, this is really cool. And then you look back on it and like, no, you were a freaking idiot is what was going on,
Yeah. The stories that every Monday I have people come on and they tell their story, their testimony and stuff. And, all of our stories are pretty out there. And, mine, it's just like everyone else's. They're so different, but they're so the same because the common denominator with addiction and all the craziness, with me, the shooting, stabbing, all the other stuff. But then when I hear some of the stories and I'm thinking, I went to extreme at sometimes and I hear these other stories, it's like, shit.
Yeah. I pop in and I kind of keep an eye on your page and stuff. And I look and some of the, you hear some of those stories.
Yeah.
Like, God, I'm a pussy.
Exactly.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I'm just like, beat that. And then the next 10 little tiny girls that come on, they're like, yeah, I was shooting up while I was doing a line while I was snorting this. It was like,
damn.
Well, so do you remember there was a little, I can't remember if it was off a 6 mile or 7 mile. And I want to say the place was Whitey's Bar. You had to, where you'd go after hours and you had to, you tap on the door and you go in and there was just a big giant line down the whole bar that everybody, you just walk up to it. Next thing you know, you walk out and the sun's already arisen. It's been arisen for hours.
Yeah. Then you hear that terrible sound. You'd be sitting there.
Yeah.
And you'd get quiet and you'd be like, what was that? And then birds.
Yeah.
You hear the birds. And you'd be like,
stupid birds.
Fucking birds. You ruined my buzz.
Ruined everything.
And then it's like, wait a minute, is the sun going up or is the sun going down?
Yeah.
Where'd the weekend go? It's gone.
Yeah, geez, Pete. Wait, what do you mean it's Tuesday?
Yeah.
And, when a lot of these people come on and we tell these stories and share these stories, man, people sometimes are like, we share them and, they're like, well, that's not funny. It's like, yeah, actually it is funny that we're here. We're not making light of anything like that, but we are. I mean, like I tell a lot of them is like, listen, I'm enjoying the fuck out of life right now because I'm alive. And sobriety and all that's priority, but I'm going to live life. I'm still going to go crazy as hell. But those days were the damn birds.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And the sun was like brighter, like 10 times brighter than it normally was or something. I don't know. It's like,
well, Manny, you know there's that rehabilitation place, or it's like an NA and AA Roma place. It's on Sheener or something, or Hoover, Hoover and 9 or something. I'm trying to remember where it is. I go there and do talks sometimes, and they have Recovery's Got Talent was their thing, and it's all these recovering addicts of either alcohol or narcotics, and showing off to the world that they're clean and sober, and they show off their talent. You're playing guitar, doing comedy, and all that, and it's such a pleasure because they go up and they tell their stories, and it's just amazing. There's more than just one story, and there's a story to be told, and it's always good and stuff. And thank you for what you do. To get
you're doing a lot of good for a lot of people, man. It's freaking awesome.
I appreciate it. And we always go back to hearing that. Did you ever think 10 years ago that you'd be doing this now? I was like, no. And but I remember thinking, they asked me if I was scared when they told me I was going to die in 6 weeks, or 48 hours. And I didn't shed a tear, nothing. I said the only time I was afraid is when they said I was going to live, but I couldn't even look at alcohol. And it's like, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to live. I remember panicking, thinking, I don't know how to act socially. I don't know how to act around my buddies now. How am I going to go to the bar, watch football? I mean, it was just a chaos. And then all of a sudden, a week went by, a month went by. Because when this happened, you guys, thank God for Poncho and Cisco helping with your podcast. Because when that happened to me, I came home and everything was closed.
I know what you're thinking, Poncho. Watching us drink scared you, probably.
I know.
Scared you straight.
I'll never drink again. But
Yay! For those of you at home, cheers! Root beer!
But see, I never got to any treatment at all because when they told me you need 24-hour inpatient therapy, this recovery, I'm like, okay. I went there and the doors were closed because of COVID. They're like, if you have any cravings, withdrawals, or suicidal thoughts, go to ER. So I never had recovery. I never had 12 steps. I never had meetings. Because everything was closed. But by the grace of God, man, I have never had anything.
So let me ask you a question. Before you went into your ordeal, did you have any like previous interactions or anything with people in recovery or that were going through recovery or anything like that? Because I have a tremendous story.
Yeah. Well, actually, the only time I did was to shut up my family. As I got all shit faced, I went and got a pint. And then I went into there's another Al-Anon on Cass and Grossbeck. Right there, there's a AA and
right by the Bill Russ.
Yes, So I walked in there just to get some pamphlets to walk out, just so I could throw the pamphlet. That's the only interaction I had. But
what's your story?
Yeah, when I was young, when I was a little kid growing up, and my parents used to party a lot, And one year they had this Valentine's Day party. I'll never forget it. And there were like, the cars out in front of the house, and the basement was all decorated up, and we weren't allowed to go downstairs. And this had to be like 73, 74, maybe 75 at the latest. Still had the beads hanging. You go through the beads to get downstairs. Yeah. So they had this party, and life was grand. We had us kids. We were having a great time. It's like, this is the coolest thing ever, The next day, everything was changed. All of a sudden, it was all Jesus all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I still don't know to this day what happened, why it happened, or whatever. Next thing you know, we're in church all the time. Well, the greatest thing that came out of it was my folks took us to this place called St. Sylvester's on 12 Mile and like Hooverish, 12 and Hooverish somewhere. Yeah, St. Sylvester's Church, and they had a building in the back. And we go, and it was a revival meeting, right? A revival meeting with all these bikers, these ex-bikers that were former stoner alcoholic guys, right? And these guys were hardcore. These guys were hardcore guys back in the day. And so I was only like, man, I must have only been 10, 12 years old when this went down. We go to these things. And to hear these guys' stories was kind of like a scared straight thing. Then, of course, I get into Lakeview, and it's like, screw those guys. I know what I'm doing. But it was so awesome to hear what these guys, had went through you know, and you got guys that were out doing. There were some pretty bad hombres.
Oh yeah,
Bad hombres. You know, and here now they're singing and they're singing and playing. They were all tremendous musicians, and the two guys who ran it actually had a restaurant on 8 Mile called the Cornerstone East. I don't know if you remember it. It was right up the street from the Huddle.
Oh,
I think
yes.
right up this, and they had great steaks. It was a really good place to eat. Those guys ran the joint. I don't know why I told that story. I just thought I'd take up some time.
That's all right, man. Because everyone, if you're having issues with drugs and alcohol, do what I did. Become part of the Detroit Highwaymen. It was like dominoes, man. Whatever the situation was. But now, I still ride. I'm not with the club anymore, but I still, with a lot of the other ones. And I work over at Wolverine Harley, and we had a couple runs where it was I can't remember the name. There's a couple clubs, MC clubs that are they rolling and they're all recovered, they're all church, they're all holy, they're all preaching and all that. And I tell you what, man, like you said, and I rode with some of these guys, and I was there when some shit went down, and just seeing how their lives changed. And then people are like, well, once you get sober, your life's over. No more.
No.
That's not it. That's not it. Your life begins. And so, yeah, that was. A
lot of times, talking with people and stuff, and they tell me, they go, Joe, the biggest thing, the biggest thing I hate about my time doing that is the time that I missed with family and stuff. The time that I missed is what I regret. And they look and they're like, I can never get it back, but it still bothers me every day, and I get it. I can see how that happens. My grandfather, I remember my grandfather in Syracuse, New York, he was a bad alcoholic, and we'd go there when we were kids, and at the end of the night, he'd take his teeth out and he'd put them in a glass of what I thought was water.
No.
No, I didn't know. I didn't do what you think I did. But he'd get up in the morning and he'd grab this glass and he'd chug the glass down, and his teeth would go on automatically, and all of a sudden he had a face again, And we'll come to find out later it was vodka that was in the glass. He would soak his teeth in vodka, and he'd get up in the day and he'd start his day with vodka, and he'd drink vodka all freaking day long. And the last thing he did at night, that's my grandpa's teeth right there, as a matter of fact. Really? But yeah, and it was great. And, when you're a kid, you don't think nothing about it, and then you hear the story. You saw the kind of saw how he went down and stuff, and and then to hear that, that's what he drank vodka all freaking day, probably 2/5 a day at least, 2/5 of vodka a day. This guy was drinking, and I can't even imagine that. I can't even. Where is that thing?
Oh, man.
I don't have a lot of room. I had to plug my laptop in. Hey, kids, how you doing?
It reminds me of Grandpa. Oh my God. Oh shit.
We used to have all these. We used to have all these little props and stuff we'd use on the show, and I actually went downstairs. I got them in a box somewhere downstairs, and the only thing I kept out that's always by me is this thing right here, because it's legendary.
What was the thing that Scott put on? What was the you turned around, you thought Scott was going to be on camera, and it was like a pig or what was it?
No, it was that raccoon.
Oh, that was the raccoon.
The raccoon.
Yeah. Joe turns around and he sees that. And did Scott not come back for a while?
No, I'm starting to, I get the show started. The intro goes down on the show and this and that. Him and I had talked right before the show on a thing. I bring it in and I pull him into the queue, and this raccoon, there's this raccoon.
I love it.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm hi people, how you doing? Welcome to the Poncho Cisco Live in the Afternoon Show. I figure 30 seconds or so he'll be back in the game. Yeah. And it was like the stupid raccoon was up on the screen for like 5 minutes. Now I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, folks. And then of course, then he came on the show and we did the show, and it was cool. He wants to know what the raccoon's name is.
Rocky.
Rocky Ginger,
Oh my god.
cute little Ginger.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really nice people in the queue right now. EC Clark, he used to come on the show all the time. I'm seeing a lot of people that were on that we used to watch the big show. Dale Verhage, Sharkman.
I saw Curtis.
Kurt Zyrich. We always hang out at his house in the summertime. He throws an incredible bash, whether you're sober, drunk, or not. You're going to have a great time at his place.
You have no choice.
You don't.
See,
So
I've been all for the last ever since we met and talked about you guys coming on. I've been through the back channels just telling everybody, and I had no doubt that people are going to be chiming on. So I mean, it was.
Well, can you still see, like it used to? We used to be able to see, how many people were streaming the show, were watching the show at the time.
Well, they're gone by now. I can just say it's like 0. It's probably a negative number.
Yeah, as soon as I say this is Manny Vitaly, it's just like they're done.
Well, we're still getting pee-pee slap with copyright violation stuff because we play little clip. We do Scott's jukebox, right. And he'd play stuff off the jukebox, and then sometimes when we'd be live and they'd pee-pee slap us while we were live.
Yeah.
We're like, so what we started doing, and it was brilliant. What we started doing is we started fighting it and told them it was our songs.
Yeah.
And they believed us. What's that? Is that copyright violations there? Or is that us?
Oh, we remember we used to play an Eagles song to see how quick they'd take us off.
Oh, God.
Don Henley was like, get those guys off.
Yeah, it's like Don Henley was hanging out just waiting for us to fuck up.
They're like,
knock it off, Don.
Don't stab it there, Karen.
Don was ridiculous. They pee-pee slapped us on a copyright violation of a copyright that I own.
There you go. Chuck.
Oh, hi, Chuck. Church of Chuck.
Church of Chuck.
The Church of Chuck was a great feature of the Poncho.
Huge feature.
It was always inspirational.
But
or stupid.
It was so much fun watching you guys because it was just like, what I love about life is you don't have a freaking clue what's going to happen.
Peace and love.
Great. People will sit there and give me shit. They're like, man, you can go on and record. I'm like, why? Let the shit fly.
No, you know what? If you can go on live and entertain people, we had a couple of shows that were total train wrecks. Because the technology wasn't playing nice with us,
Yeah.
And you get in one of those days, and you just got to roll with it. And the best thing you can do is make fun of yourself, because if you make fun of yourself, nobody else can make fun of you.
Oh, I get in front of them. Well, just like I was talking to Scott about, I don't have any bad habits because I don't have any habits because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And Scott goes, well, who was it you were talking about? Never has show prep. Always goes live and just says.
Oh, well, Larry King used to do that. No notes in front of him at all.
No, nothing.
Wow.
In fact, watch how it backfired on him when he interviewed Jerry Seinfeld. That's one for the ages. Larry was up in the years, and Jerry took him to task for not doing his homework, I should say. But sometimes it worked.
Because he was like, Jerry, when you were on Cheers, that was one of the greatest shows ever. No, King, I wasn't on Cheers.
When did you get canceled? I didn't get canceled.
I didn't get canceled. Well, no, you never know what's gonna never know what's gonna happen. And you just roll with it. You roll with it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And hey, if somebody doesn't like it, you know where the X is to close out the window. Who gives a shit?
Exactly. Well, that's what I love about this, and I love doing this shit. And myself and Skylar, they dropped a music video yesterday, so I came on. I go, let's just bring you guys on. Let's talk about it, man. And all of a sudden, Skylar goes, well, we can pump it in here. We could drop it when it's going to drop on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let's do it live. Well, it was started out me just coming on and talking to the guys about where they shot the videos, give some shout outs. and it turned into just a
party.
freaking free-for-all party last
Party.
night. Everyone had a great time. And
That's awesome. I'm going to have to check it out. I saw it go on, but I was busy doing other stuff, so I couldn't watch it.
Oh my God, man!
So let me.
Wait, before you do that, Joe, I think the Poncho and Cisco fans really want to know an unanswered question right now.
Uh-oh.
What does your hair look like?
Oh, what does it look like?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
that was always a big part of the show. Yeah. So,
Really?
yeah. I'll go first.
All right. How do you like me now, gang?
oh my God! No,
Hold on, I'll put the headphones on. I'll leave it like that. No, it's it's silver. I look like John Bon Jovi right now.
You know what? You freaking do.
I do. I don't I look like John Bon Jovi?
Yes.
OG, put a picture of the current picture of John Bon Jovi up.
Everybody.
Throw one up there.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, that's nuts.
The coolest thing is I can still grow. I'm like the hair factory for men.
Yeah.
I can grow.
It's amazing.
I just had this cut. Sue Loof just cut my hair
Oh my God!
like
Sue.
2 months ago, and it was super short.
You should have got the money fade.
No, we did. We actually did Poncho and what was it called? Cisco gets a money fade. We went over to Nick's barbershop over there at 14 and Harper, and we did a live shoot
shaving
of it. And there's actually, I think that video is on the Poncho and Cisco page. Cisco gets a money fade.
Oh man!
One of the stupidest things ever.
I can't remember what golf outing it was, and your oh my God, your hair was just like
Oh yeah.
people are like, there's no way. They when I told
Whoa!
them it was your hair,
Whoa!
they're like,
Whoa!
They
Oh,
thought it was a wig.
no, it was not a wig. It's never been a wig. It never will be a wig.
Nope.
Nope, that's
I tried to taste John Bon Jovi. It won't go.
Oh,
okay. That's all right.
All kinds of bizarre little.
Copyright.
yeah.
Oh, really? They look at copyrighted pictures now too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this thing's
They got-
stupid.
Because they got watermarks and stuff like that.
Man, you know what I should now that gives me an idea. Now I need to build a server that's a streaming platform for people like this that you can run anything on and then let the interwebs take care of itself. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Challenge accepted.
Ooh, Ginger Lynn.
Ginger
Annie
Lynn.
has
Wait.
some competition tonight.
Competition. What competition?
Maybe your hair.
I have no hair.
Wait, back in the 80s, Ginger Lynn and her sister Amber Lynn were like my favorite porn stars.
Really?
What?
Oh, jeez.
No,
They are
really.
following you. They are following you now.
God bless them. Thank you, Ginger.
Oh,
Of course, I
man.
still prefer Marianne, but you know, whatever.
You know what? Back in how far fun it was back in our party days. You could come up with some stupid shit and have so much. Remember Frantones?
Oh,
yeah.
God,
Frantones.
Yeah,
Remember they
Frantones.
had that huge gumball machine.
yeah.
Here we're in there, one of our ski expositions, and we walk in there. It's me and a bunch of club members. We're just sitting there, and all of a sudden, someone went up and put a quarter in this huge gumball machine, all different colors. And I looked over, and as they put it in, it's starting to roll down. I go blue, and someone goes, green. But what color it was going
You
to pop out?
start throwing dough
We
at it.
started betting. We started
Throwing
betting.
dough at it.
We sat
Wow.
there
Yeah.
partying like over gumballs and had fun doing it.
We go to everybody went. It takes me back to senior trip, right? Everybody went to Florida except me, Kurt, and Jerry Knotts.
And me. I didn't go there.
Me, Kurt, and Jerry went to Atlantic City. And our old friend Ernie Anastas, his dad was in with the Who's Who in Atlantic City, right? So he hooks us up with a penthouse at the Playboy Hotel. And we drive there in my old beat up station wagon. We drive all the way out to Atlantic City. We almost died in Niagara Falls at 4 a.m. It was freaking us. But we get to Atlantic City. We're not on the boardwalk for 10 minutes. We're walking down the boardwalk, and Kurt goes running into this place. They had a slot machine like right at the front door, you know. And he just ran from us, and he goes to the front door. He puts like a quarter or whatever in, and he wins $1,500. One spin.
Oh, my. Oh,
One spin.
That's
Well,
crazy.
next thing you know, it's game on.
Uh,
So we were only there for 3 days. So we had put our money off for the valet guy. We put that off to the side, and next thing you know, we're eating filet and lobster and shrimp and everything, and everything's going great. We get to Saturday night, and things weren't going so good. And I look down where it's pouring rain out, and Jerry had this really super expensive cowboy hat. And I look down from the hotel room, and I see this figure walking down the beach in a cowboy hat. I'm like, "Hey, Kurt, is that Jerry?" And we look down, and he's like, "My fucking cowboy hat! It's ruined." So Jerry comes back up to the room. He's soaking wet, and we're like, "What happened?" He goes, "Well," he says, "I won $800 in 20 minutes, and I lost it in 10." And Kurt's like, "Man, I'm damn near broke too." And I'm like, "Man," I said, "all I got is money that's in the suitcase for us to get the valet guy, So Jerry's like, "I'm going to go to the gold shop and pawn my thing." We're like, "You're not going to the gold shop." So we go down. We had the gas money and the tip money to get back in the car to get home. So we take the tip money for the valet guy, and we're like, "We'll roll this tip money. We can get all our money back. Everything's fine." Well, that didn't work. No. Next thing you know, we went from fillets and steak and lobster and all that to big gulps and bologna sandwiches for $1.19. So we're like, "All right, we got to get out of here. We don't have no money to tip the valet guy. We got to break the car out of the valet." So we pack all our shit up. We break into the valet garage, and we steal my car back from the valet garage to get out of Atlantic City.
Oh, man.
Again, I don't know why I told that story. I just thought it was kind of cool.
But what's funny about that is like you're telling that to all of us that know each other. It's like that was just another Tuesday. I mean, it's not like this. It was. What was the occasion? It was the weekend.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
That's what we do.
Ends in Y.
Ends in Y. Hey Joe, just see your porn
star? Isn't she beautiful?
Her name is Amberlyn, though. So
see, I
can't win.
I just did them both right on your show.
You did them both?
I did.
And
brilliant.
Oh my God! Oh shit!
Yeah, hey, Poncho.
Yes.
What comes after 75?
76.
That's the spirit.
Uh-oh. Man,
we just lost it. We just lost the whole crowd. We lost everybody.
Oh, man.
Valentine's is coming.
Kiss my heart.
Great show, Manny. We'll see you later.
We'll bring OG on to close this out. Thank you. Oh, man. We've got people already chiming in. They want this to be a weekly event. I didn't say that.
We'll come back with them.
Yeah, we'll come back with you.
We'll come back with you.
It's so hard to, it's like we always talk about, we should do a Poncho and Cisco show. Mm-hmm. But man, life is crazy. Life is just crazy.
Are insane.
It's freaking nutty. It'd be nice to be able to do it every day, or a couple times a week, or once a week would be great. But it's so hard to commit to it.
Yeah, I mean, especially as you guys. I'll tell you what, though, I'll just leave it open to you. I mean, whenever you want. The only days that I have committed to for sure right now are Mondays and Wednesdays. So I mean,
Tuesday.
You guys,
Well, we'll put a tip jar. We'll leave a tip jar out.
Okay.
Well, that was a great thing. People were so kind and generous with us, because we had put out, I've had a PayPal link, and the first couple months we did the show, if it wasn't for the people that donated stuff, we wouldn't have been able,
eat.
It paid for everything. It paid for the streaming services. It paid, it covered everything, all the expenses of the show, and it covered our shenanigans and our Funyuns.
And your Funyuns.
And Slim Jims.
Slim Jims.
And White Castles.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta have White Castles.
For those folks who don't know, we are when we go on the road anywhere, we always have to have a bag of Funyuns and giant Slim Jims.
Giant Slim Jims.
Giant Slim Jims. Not little stupid skinny ones.
On the way home. On the way home, it's White Castle for
Jalapeno double cheeseburgers, baby.
Wow.
Oh yeah, come on now.
That's the only way to do it. That's the
Oh
only
man,
way to do it.
listen, it keeps the old system clean.
Yes, it does.
actually, if you didn't know it, White Castles is taking reservations at 300 of their different locations around for Valentine's Day. And it's all white
Oh.
tablecloth. You have a maitre d' and everything taking your orders and everything.
No,
White Castle,
nope,
Love Day.
no.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Joe
I
said
mean-
no.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
So what could go right?
Yeah.
I mean, except that you're getting that, because the last thing I want to do while I'm eating jalapeno double cheeseburgers is have meaningful love conversation with you.
Not with me.
No, with anybody.
No.
With anybody. I'm like, I'm busy.
Thanks.
I'm far too busy.
Oh,
Thanks a lot.
you
Well,
gotta get
no, I
that
love you,
place
pal.
back.
Listen, have we ever chatted while we were eating jalapeno double cheeseburgers? We
No,
haven't.
we just grunted and made noises like, yeah.
Not at both ends.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we got a question for you guys. From
question?
From your porn star.
What the hell is the Poncho and Cisco show? Well,
Oh,
Ginger,
careful.
that's an interesting question. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to the Poncho and Cisco show touched on current events, weather, traffic, shenanigans, and tomfoolery to take you away from the crazy days we were living in. We took your calls, we answered your live questions, we brought in special guests, and much, much more. You can actually go and watch past episodes at www.facebook.com/Poncho, Poncho, and Cisco. There you have it, Ginger. Go there, become a fan, hang out, and post lewd stuff on our wall. Thank you.
And that's why they're here, because these are the professionals.
I don't know about our professionals.
The people have spoken.
Yes, they have. Yay!
Oh my
Oh my-
God, this has been great, man.
One of
You
the-
guys are awesome, man.
I think the thing I love most about the show was the intro that we had for the show.
And
Like
Bubbles.
before the show started, you know, I
Bubbles.
played the little intro, tiny bubbles. But it played the
Yeah,
intro.
no.
It played the intro at the beginning of the show, and it started off. If you watch the first show, there's like really no intro. We just kind of came on, and then it started out. You know, we had this thing go, and then the burp came in the thing, and then he put the. But if you go like Ginger, pull up like episode 3 or 4 or 5 of the Poncho and Cisco show, and just the intro to the show is so entertaining that you're like, oh, I saw the intro. I don't even need to see the rest of the show.
And it was who's who of Detroit. We had them all. You know,
Yeah.
Bar owners from Roosevelt to Joe Neaport,
Motor City Josh,
Motor City Josh. We had, again,
Mike Scott.
Mike Scott, and radio legend Ken Calvert.
We had Boyd Ozzy Quinton and Amy Quinton.
Rocky Row!
Man.
They were a trip. They were in the first couple of episodes, and that freaking hilarious.
We had Mr.
And this
Positive.
is- and this
Mr.
is
Positive.
something- Yeah, Mr. Positive. This is something that you guys. This was no planned out event, man. You're just like, hey, you want it?
No,
Okay.
It just
the
grew.
thing is, just like my old man always said, son, if you don't ask, the answer is no. So
Mhm.
that's what I did.
Yeah.
Loco Joe and Screamin Scott. I
Well-
went and met him for wings, and I said, I'd like to do a show with you guys. And I'm waiting to have, I go back and forth a little bit, pleading with them. And then Scott's like, I'm in. Joe's like,
Yeah.
okay. It's like,
Yeah, sure.
what?
There's
more.
There's only one person that told us no when we asked them to come on the show.
Who was that?
Only one person, Susie Quattro.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Susie
Yeah.
Quattro. So here we are in the middle of COVID and everything's nuts. And I sent her and I are friends on Facebook, and so I sent her a message one day. Hey, Susie, we got this little podcast, give me 10 minutes of your time, 15 minutes of your time. And she blew me this freaking message. I probably still have it. Hold on. I probably still have it somewhere.
No.
And yeah, it's on my personal page, but oh wait. But yeah, so she sends me this message about how I don't know, it was a bunch of Hollywood bullshit, is what it was. And I was like, okay, Susie, whatever. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, you weren't Pinky Tuscadero, you were Leather Tuscadero. And you're telling Poncho and Cisco, no? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But everybody else, even like, remember we had Gunner Ross.
Yeah.
God rest his soul, Gunner Ross. So we were supposed to have Gunner on live. He was going to be on with video. And Gunner was one of the most computer technology illiterate people you'll ever want to meet. So I'm on a horn with him and I'm trying to walk him through the thing. He can't. I'm like, Gunner, just call us.
So we did it. Yeah, he did it over the phone.
So we did a little phone, and our technology was so crude. So the phone would ring, and I just answer the phone. I put it on speakerphone, and I would put it up, where you could hear it on the broadcast, So it worked out good. And didn't we do Roosevelt like that too?
Yeah.
Roosevelt couldn't. Roosevelt from Harpo's. He was pretty technologically impaired too. So we had to do him like that. But no, you guys, yours thing is working great here. Your whole thing's been working flawless.
Oh man!
So on your screen, do you have like the control panel, or does the OG run the control panel from the stream?
I got it.
Oh, you got it. So have you ever screwed around with like adding the videos and stuff to it right from YouTube?
No.
Dude, I got to come over and hang out with you for a little bit. I'll come over and hang out with you for a little bit. I'll show you some stuff that'll take you to the next level, or screw the whole program up. One of the two.
Hey, it's not party till something's broken. That's just it because Jet. But yeah, that's just it because right now I'm just winging it, and it's just everything's falling into place. People have been so good, reaching out, helping, everything from hosts to other shows, you guys, and so yeah, man, definitely, I'll bribe you with some Fairway wings.
Oh yeah.
Or some White Castle.
The best.
Oh gosh,
the best wings around.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, the Fairway, they're always experimenting with things. Now they got these breaded fried blue cheese bites.
No.
Yeah, crack.
Oh, she's going.
Oh, you don't like the blue cheese, OG?
No,
She's kind of like a health thing.
Well, no, if you're into chicken tenders though, they do a hand battered chicken tender that's to die for.
Sounds good.
They're big. They're not like little super dinky crappy chicken tenders. They're actual real.
They're huge.
Yeah,
huge. The biggest chicken tenders that we could ever have.
They are tremendous.
Tremendous. Bigly. So big. I've never had a chicken tender that big.
You've never had a chicken tender. When I say that it's a great chicken tender, you can believe that it's a great chicken tender.
Oh man!
Hey, it says on the screen here. Does yours say this too? You're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you.
Oh yes, I can see that.
Oh no!
What a great concept.
Yes.
So that's what they mean by go live.
What up, fellas?
Rick. Hey, Rick.
Rick.
You know what? Rick still has a Poncho and Cisco t-shirt sitting in the package that it wasn't shipped to him. I found it like 2 days. I swear to God, I found it like 2 days ago. Rick Calamera. And he just sent me a message. Rick and I grew up together. We went to church together and we went to school together. But Rick, I'm sure you're fat now, so it probably won't fit you, but I still have a t-shirt for you.
We'll make it work.
You can put it up on eBay.
You can frame it. But it's the last of the Poncho and Cisco t-shirts. The ones that are out there.
Yeah, they sold out like that.
Yeah, gone.
And they're even going to autograph this one for you.
How ironic.
Scott,
how ironic.
What's going on with this?
Don't you think?
What's going on with you in the station, man? You got anything coming on with WCSX? Anything? Any events?
I'll be right back.
Oh, he's got to go potty.
Gotta go number 2.
That's okay.
You gotta go wee wee.
With CSX, we're doing a Sands experience. You can tune into Big Jim's house in the morning, and at 8:30 they take a caller to get registered up. When you register up, you win tickets to go see Styx at DTE, and you're in the running for the grand prize, the Sands experience. 5 nights in Cancun, Mexico. How does that sound? Cancun, Mexico, and there's a ton of 80s bands on there. I'm trying to remember all the great bands that are on the thing, but I've heard Men Without Hats, Kajagoogoo.
Oh my God.
Let me try to think. I believe Sebastian Bach. I'm not positive on that one. But there's so the Tubes with Fee
Oh my
Waybill.
God. Tubes, yes.
Tubes with Fee Waybill, and so much more. It's gonna be amazing, and that's something. Tomorrow I've got on my contest. Give me 3 at 3. You have a chance to win movie passes to that new Led Zeppelin movie, Becoming Led Zeppelin, and IMAX AMC 20 in Livonia. So what I do is at 3 o'clock I play 3 songs, and they all have something in common, a theme. When you get the theme, you call me up. The correct answer will win the movie passes to Becoming Led Zeppelin. And then at 4:15, I got another contest called See a Show, Rock a Show. I'll ask for caller 39. Caller 39 gets MJR movie passes to an upcoming movie. And you're in the running for ACDC tickets. That's tomorrow on the show. And coming back, ladies and gentlemen, there he is.
One.
There he is. The one.
Loco
The only.
Joe.
He's back. Did you pee in my driveway? No,
Yes.
in your backyard. What?
In the backyard.
Did you pee in my driveway?
No.
I'm asking you. I'm
He's
asking
asking
you
you
a
or Jet.
question.
He's talking to Jet.
No, I'm
No.
talking to you. You.
Wait,
Did you
Shark?
pee in my driveway?
Me?
I'm looking right at you.
No, I did.
It's
No,
like
you gotta
the
look up.
Brady.
You gotta look up.
You gotta look up.
Did you
Then I
pee
gotta
in
look
my
up.
driveway?
Mm-mm. Nope.
He's
I
got
deny
that-
the allegations.
He's
This
got
is
like
like-
that bad dog look.
This is like half the Brady Bunch.
I know.
Here's a story of a guy named Manny.
Manny, he was sitting there with a girl named OG. We can't see her because she is hidden, but we can hear her good. Dun, 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 dun.
And
Well,
then one
hold
day
on a
when
minute.
Manny met this fellow,
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Manny knew there was much more than a hunch.
dun, 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 dun.
That he knew this form calls a family. That's
The,
how we became the Manny Bunch.
Manny Bunch.
The
The Manny Bunch. The Manny Bunch. That's the way we became the Manny Bunch.
The first time ever.
Hey,
See, we're sitting right next to each other, so I can hear him and he can hear me, but there's a short delay, so we can't sing together real good, you know? Sharkman asked, was I the only one on the show that was from the Holland, Michigan, Lake Michigan
I think
area?
so.
probably.
No, probably not, Sharkman, because there were millions of viewers, just like you.
Billions.
Billions of viewers. We were the #1 show in Uruguay.
Mm-hmm.
In Uruguay, for God's sakes, for many, many months.
And the only one that had Mr. Positive on during COVID.
Yeah.
Mr. Positive.
Oh, yeah.
Helping out. He's been hitting up with some posts, so thank you very much, Mr. Positive.
Mhm.
But where is he now? He hasn't typed in yet.
No, he was piping off earlier.
He was?
Hold on. Yeah, let me see when the last time he piped off was, because I didn't answer him, so he's probably
It
like,
might be past his bedtime.
stupid Cisco didn't even answer my post. I hate that.
Warriors.
It was not positive.
Mr. Positive knows everybody.
Yeah, you know,
He's on Chris Como's show all the time. He's amazing.
How did
Who's
that even
amazing?
go about with you
I
guys?
have no idea.
Because Mr. Positive, how long has he been part of?
He's been part of Detroit radio for ages. He was on Doug Podell's show way back in the Wheels days, I believe. And you always hear him talking sports on 97.1. And what's the other sports station? The Roar. The Roar.
Yeah.
The Warriors.
He's doing 97.1.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was kicked off. He was kicked off for a little bit.
But I think he goes on the national shows at night.
I think Rieger let him back in the game.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
because I go with hit those guys up in the morning, but usually it's with Doug and Scott from 10 to 2. So
Yeah.
I don't know when he comes out.
If Mr. P could crack the Valenti show, that would be amazing.
Yes.
Do you think it'll happen?
No. If I was a betting man, I'd say no. See, because
He's
Valenti,
just too positive. He's just too positive.
way too
for the
positive.
panel.
For Valenti?
Yeah, I love Valenti. That guy's great. He cracks me up.
man. He's
He
like,
cracks
I've
me
had
up.
people that are like, you either love him or you just want to, you hate him. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you pretty much talked about all of us just now.
Do you remember?
But the one I always love is Rob Parker because everyone was like,
Oh my
"Come
God.
on,
Yeah.
come on,
Detroit, what's the matter?
Detroit, what's
God.
going on? Come on."
Well, he kind of didn't he fall out of favor? Like something
Yeah.
happened with
No,
that guy.
he started his own radio show or
Yeah, because
station, and
they kicked him off every decent
then
station in
it-
Detroit.
I think the station was right over here. ADL wasn't it or something? Something, I don't know.
Oh man, that
Come on.
Might have been WFUP. Hey, do you remember a guy by the name of Scott Farrell? Had a show
know
called
that
Farrell.
Yeah.
He had a show called
Yep.
Farrell on the Bench.
Yeah.
Man, that guy was cool as hell. And he was in Detroit. I want to say, was he at the Hayloft or something? He came into Detroit and he did a show from Detroit, and I ended up drinking with him. Bad idea.
Uh-oh.
So he kind of disappeared off the face of the planet for a while. Well, apparently he fell into the evil ways of drinking and drugging, and he ended up cleaning his act. And I guess he's got a new show, some sort of new show, but he's like
Nude?
he's like,
Nude?
hey, it's Farrell on the bench. I'll tell you right now, they're pumping. He just has one of those unique personalities, and the guy was freaking hilarious. And I'm gonna look him up when I get home and see what he's doing nowadays.
Oh my God, there's a couple of guys we were talking about from the past that were ski instructors as well, and one of them DJ your wedding.
Yes, Sonny
yeah.
Joe Harris.
Do you remember Michael J. Fox was on, who was
Yep.
actually engaged to my cousin before he married Catherine Lahan.
Wow.
So that kind of fell out of favor. But me and Sonny Joe got to be close friends because we both skied a lot. And he had that white 96.3 Cash Corvette.
Yeah,
And we'd be going out doing all these events. And I'm looking around. I'm like, Joe, I swear to God, it feels like we're just being followed. He goes, they're fans and this. I kept going on. All of a sudden, I went over to my mom's house the following day. I walked into my mom's house, and she's just staring at me. And she's pointing at the TV. I'm like, she's like, and all I hear is local DJ hit DA. And I look at the TV, and this black van. And the door opens, and I watch Sonny Joe with belly band, and I'm like, I knew we were going to watch it. So, that was not a good time for.
I'll show you helicopters.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was just like, that white Cash Corvette. We had some dance. Too Hot. It was in Canada. It was, but yeah, Sonny Joe.
Sonny Joe was one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. He had just a great dynamic personality. He was funny as hell.
Yes,
Funny as hell.
My mom loved him. He loved my mom. When he got thrown in jail for that, my mom's name is Michelle. And he called one day. He was on the air, and we're talking. And then he goes, "How's your mom?" I go, "She's actually sick. She's laying on the couch." He goes, "Hold on, man. Put on the radio." And there he was. He does this thing. He comes on, and he goes, "This is going out to my brother, man. His mom, Michelle. She's not feeling good." And he starts singing the Beatles, Michelle. Over there for my mom. He called my mother from when he got locked up, apologizing because she knew that she would be out. And I was like, maybe you should call your lawyer. And he's like, well, your mom is a lot. And I was like, well, call your lawyer. But yeah, Sonny Joe. And then here he DJs your wedding.
Yeah, and he'd be on the air and he'd be like, sending one out to my good friend Mooney Joe playing the best hits, don't you know, on 96.3 WHYT. It was like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, hey, it's Mooney Joe from 96.1 WROC. When you want the riffs, you turn on the rock. Whatever. So Sean Chappelle says, how about our Michigan sports? We're coming the Lions in the Super Bowl next year. So I guess she wants us to touch on that. Mm-hmm. See, there it is right there.
There
You ask, you shall receive.
There you go.
Well, Sean, it's like this. The Detroit Lions had an incredible season, 15-2. Now, in my opinion, Poncho, how they went 15-2 with that beat up defense.
Wow.
Amazing. Amazing. And you got all these freaking fair weather fans who are like, this season, sir.
That's it. Same old Lions. Same old.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Greg
The season-
Costa in the morning said it's a failure. Him and Rieger,
Yeah.
it's a failure.
Yeah, him and who's that other guy? Chappie. That guy Chappie.
Oh, Chapman.
Mark,
Chappie,
Mark, Ed.
Mark Chappie.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Screw that guy.
It's an epic failure. It's a failure.
Yeah,
Then
no, it was not an epic failure. It was. We've been Lions fans for for forever. I've been a lot. I remember my grandpa took me to Tiger Stadium in the middle of winter.
Yeah, me too. With the Green Bay Lions game on Thanksgiving,
snowing,
freezing cold,
muddy. It was just great, and we as Detroit fans have endured many, many years of bullshit and heartbreak.
Yeah.
Now the last 2 years have been, in my opinion, have been great.
God.
Now, see, I have a theory. When Monster Chuck jumped back on the bandwagon, it was a couple weeks before they lost in the playoffs. So I'm going to blame it on him. It's all Chuck's fault.
But the big thing is, look what it did for our city.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And all the businesses and even just outside of the Detroit area of people going to the clubs and the bars and stuff and just glued to the TV, and the Lions merchandise going out the door like crazy, and people proud to wear it, not just on the weekends. They were wearing their Lions gear every day of the week, even Lions socks and everything.
We had the draft. I mean, the
draft.
City
That was
shined.
amazing.
I mean, the city just shined.
We did good. Done good.
And 15-2. What they did with what they had after Hutch, after the McNeil, after all these guys, just down.
18
down.
season-ending injuries on defense. And you still went 15-2. If you can't respect and love that, you're a freaking moron. You're a moron.
Costa was on with what's his name? Played for the Lions, Michigan, in the morning show with him.
John
Jansen.
Oh, John, John, the Michigan Slappy Jansen.
But they're just going on there like, well, if you had to call it something, it would be an epic failure. And I was like, they were 0-16 3 years ago.
Yeah.
No, you can't. And then now you get then Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson both get hired by other teams. Now everybody's freaking out.
Yep.
Everybody's totally freaking out. And I can tell you right now, folks, there's no need to freak out. Everything is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. In fact,
I can't wait to play Chicago.
That's right. We get to whoop him twice.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, did you see who's on?
Oh, look who's here. Karen.
Hey, hi, Karen.
Oh, my God. She looks
Our sweetheart. She's amazing. She doesn't age.
No, she doesn't ever.
No, man. Every time
She just keeps getting so cute, so beautiful.
She's so dreamy.
And she had to put up with me for 3.5 years working at Z-Rock.
Yeah.
She was our Lonnie Anderson of the WKRP at the front door. People love to pick up prizes, and they got to see Karen.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing her pictures is just like. Then I look in the mirror and I was like, oh. Then I look at Karen. It's like, oh.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah, thanks, Karen. You look beautiful. And we're old.
She's amazing. But you got to give credit where credit is finally due. Look at the turnaround with the Pistons finally. It's fun to watch. The Red Wings. You change the coach, and then bam, we've got a playoff card right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, isn't it something how
6 or 7?
How one guy comes in, right? And he tells these guys they lose the first, they lost
fucking hockey.
You've been doing it since you were a kid. Just fucking go out and play hockey. Play hockey, and that's what they're doing. I mean, they're there's no personnel changes, no big thing has been made. It's the same freaking guys who started the first of the year,
and boy, boom, they're gelling.
It's just that Lalonde fellow. He might as well be hanging out with that Tanya Lalonde selling kiosks.
That was smooth. That was good.
Right? That's where he's at. I think he went back. I think he's at the Kia dealership now.
Oh,
selling Kias.
And I don't know if you listen to him today about who they're looking for to the opposite end of Hutch.
Miles Garrett.
Yes. Can you imagine?
You make that move and you get the rest of that line healthy, and that defense is a terror. It'll make the 85 Bears defense look like Fisher Price.
Ah,
Man, this is
that's our
And,
smoking lounge.
and the Tigers. They're get Flaherty back.
Yeah.
And now they're after Bregman.
Yeah,
So-
that thing's taken too long. If you haven't made that happen by now, I don't know if that's going to happen. It'd be great. He'd be a great addition. Be a great addition.
Well, if not, Javi's going to come back and.
Oh God, please no.
Man,
Please.
talk about crickets.
They ought to. You know what? They ought to trade. They ought to trade Javi for 2 chili dogs and $12.
Maybe
That'd be a great trade. Hey, here's Javi. Give us a couple of chili dogs and $12.
Go.
Call it a day.
Deal done.
Because you noticed when he was out, once he went out last year, that team rolled.
They
So
did.
to put him back in the game, I don't know if I could ever do. If I was a manager, I don't know if I could ever do that. That's probably a bad idea.
Definitely.
Bad idea.
Man, I tell you, just segueing right into that sports and all that. I have to put that on our list for our next show together. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
No, because besides that, this is going off there like, you guys are going to do this again, right? You're going to do it again, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We will.
We gotta say hi. We'd be remiss if we didn't say hi to our old friend Rico Perez, who was actually over here at the crib. He was over here at the crib he fixed the ghost electric problem.
I had a ghost electrical problem.
Crazy.
Not the ghost.
My main fuse box, one of the circuit breakers was half melted. It was that bad, and he sorted out the
Hey,
problem.
look,
fixed it.
it's Rico. It's Rico Jr.
Oh, there you go.
Right
Awesome.
there. Look at what a fine looking young man, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That kid, he's all right.
He's gonna go far.
They live right up the street from me, and the kids we know who you are. We know who you are, Junior. Your dad was up higher in the feed. Knock it off. God.
Oh,
Yeah.
he loved the show.
Oh, he did. Was
Rico
probably-
Jr.
Yeah.
Rico Jr.
Yeah.
Your dad
He,
told us that. Yeah.
Remember Rico fooled us. We'd get this guy who'd call in and he just did the craziest shit. And then he'd hang up on us and we're like,
What the hell was that?
Yeah, we're like, who is it? And he had us going for quite a while before we kind of figured out who it was, that was calling us, and it was great. There's a lot of little clips and stuff. I still got to go through and put a lot of stuff together. Maybe like a Mr. P montage or whatever, stupid stuff.
It'd be cool.
Greatest hits.
Yeah, the next time we come on, man, if you want to do all that, we could, that would be so cool to see, man.
Well, like I said, I'll come over to your crib and I'll show you some of these great features that StreamYard has that you can incorporate in your show, where you can put videos on demand up. There's some neat stuff that you can do, and it's all relatively easy. I'm Shaky Snake. That's who it was. Shaky Snake. It's Shaky Snake. Yeah, there he is, right there.
Now, there's some people that actually got introduced during the Poncho and Cisco show to the one theme song we had, the "Wonder What's Inside Your Butthole." That was
my God.
Wonder what's inside your butthole. Wonder what's inside your butthole.
Maybe it's aliens. Maybe it's astronauts.
All inside your butthole. Yeah, that was a classic. Yeah, we loved playing quirky videos, and we helped out some local bands get discovered.
Yeah, a lot of cool,
everything.
A lot of cool things came out of it.
Just something, it started something very terrible and tragic, obviously. But you guys just jumped in with this idea, like, "Hey, you want it? Yeah, you want it? Okay,
yeah, sure."
And just by the senior pass, man, just threw it out there. And I tell you what, because that's, like I said, that's shortly after I came home from the hospital, and I wasn't in the best of spirits. And I just remember sitting there and just listening to you guys. And I remember this actually happened one time watching, and I was laughing, and it stopped.
I didn't break a stitch,
in a long
did we?
time. No, but it was you guys, made me forget about a lot of shit that was going on. And so, man, you guys did a great job. Just an
Therapy.
absolutely great job.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of more for. I guess it was more for our own sanity than anything because we weren't doing nothing. We're like, man, we got to
Right.
do something, because we were both used to being out all the time, and
Yeah.
either you're playing or you're hanging out with people and doing stuff and all that. It came to a grinding halt. We're like, man, I can't do this. We got to do something.
And when they finally started doing stuff, there were so many stipulations. I mean, Chit had to play live on stage with a sheet of plexiglass in front of us, in the crowd. It was like, what the hell are we doing? I remember going to the Free Play Pinball Arcade, and the owner Joe had to put plastic wrap in between each pinball machine and each video game, so you would get it. And those stupid masks, we made some.
Yeah, we did. We actually had. Do you have one? You got one somewhere?
Was that when you guys? Was that at Freddy's, or was that probably all?
Yeah, no, it was at Freddy's. It was at Freddy's, and it was like the stupidest thing ever. It was so stupid. And we're like, what? Oh, he found it.
Oh,
he found it. There it is. The infamous shit mask.
That's a chitty mask.
There it is.
COVID quality, guaranteed to stop the virus.
Guaranteed to.
It was Fauci approved.
Oh yeah,
You cannot transmit the virus with this mask.
With this mask.
Wasn't that something? I hear COVID hits, and for some reason, it affected our assholes because you had to buy every roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
We need toilet paper. Why? I don't know.
That's the thing that's weird about it is they never mention anything about it affecting your butthole.
No, it's like, what do you got? I got ass COVID. You got
That's good.
I wonder if there's a such thing as long ass COVID. And I got the long COVID, which there is such a thing. Michelle, she's had it been lingering effects for years now. The whole thing, but long ass COVID.
Well,
maybe that's what I have.
All this shit because then it was not only did we have the Hornets or the whatever it was, they were the killer or the murder Hornets.
Murder Hornets.
Only in Motor City, only in Detroit, we got murder Hornets.
Yeah, that one never quite panned out though.
No.
Was there African mosquitoes or something?
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Hell, had to have a special
Always
name.
something.
It was like they were separate gangs where the murder mosquitoes.
Yeah, whatever.
Cockroaches.
But it's what they think up next to throw money at because again we were supposed to have an ice age. That's not happening now. Everything there's too many trees. It was like what do you mean? There's too much carbon monoxide.
Well, no dioxide.
Monoxide.
Which is
tomato.
Which is kind of strange because they have all these greenhouses and they actually have CO2 generators in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
So something doesn't make sense. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but that just doesn't make sense.
EV chargers for cars that are powered by diesel gas generators.
You might as well buy a first sink.
Yeah,
that's about how much sense that makes. But wait, Amy says she has a chit mask.
Very cool.
Crazy Babies had them made too. Mask no more. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Sharkman says he bought 500 rolls of toilet paper between 20 and 21. So there's your answer, Manny. There's where half of the rolls went right there.
I just remember it was like you're going down that aisle. It's like you look.
Yeah.
And then you people walking out, man. It's just like, fuck away from me, man.
Yeah, Jesus.
Everyone's packing. What do you got? Money? I got shit. I got Charmin. You're out there. I'm opening up my trunk, and I'm like,
I feel like next week on my giveaway, I do Give Me 3 at 3 on CSX. I really feel like I should be giving away a dozen eggs every day.
No, 3 eggs.
Yeah, 3?
3. Yeah, a dozen's too much.
No, they're like gold.
We're gonna give away. Oh wait, no, that goes with the whole theme. 3 at 3, you win 3 eggs. Makes sense to me.
Remember we used to egg people's houses and throw toilet paper?
God. They were so disposable.
Now you gotta leave it alone.
You'd use them against your neighbors. That's crazy.
We used to TP houses and throw eggs at cars.
now that I think about it, yeah. Now that I think about it, we used to soap windows too, but you never heard about a soap shortage. Never a soap shortage.
No. Yeah,
So everybody had a clean butthole, but they smelled like ass.
yeah. That COVID ass. We all had
COVID ass.
Yeah.
This just in, there's a shortage of soap. Run to the store and buy all the soap.
You never saw it. Never a shortage of soap. Never.
Never.
And then, the business to be in was the hand sanitizer business.
Yeah.
That was one to be in
Holy
right
cow.
there. I still have, like, we had a friend of ours brought us over like a case of hand sanitizer. I'm like, whatever. I think we still got half a case. So if you're in for some hand sanitizer, holler at your boy.
And it was flammable too, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, very flammable. Start your hands on fire. Hey, you're getting rub it in your eye. Like, oh wow. Well, no. Speaking now, that's some crazy stuff too. Here's a interesting story. Not to get off subject here, but
do we have a subject?
I don't think so. So when I was the mayor of 8 Mile, I used to play my guitar in the living room. And I was in a small house, right? Like I said, I was the mayor of 8 Mile. And I played my guitar in the living room and had it a board, and stuff. And microphone was set up. And so the bathroom was right there, was the first room off the living room, and I had to pee. So I go into the bathroom, and I still have my guitar on, and I'm holding onto my guitar neck, and I start to whiz in the toilet, and electricity shoots up my wee-wee through my whole body. It was like, wow! Shocked the crap out of me. I couldn't believe I never knew that could happen. So you guitar players, don't ever pee while holding onto your guitar when it's plugged in, because it's a bad day at Black Rock. Bad. Not good. Not very good at all. That had nothing to do with soap or ass COVID or anything.
But that's all right, because right now someone's like, I was just going to ask those guys,
soap.
You're peeing when you're holding your guitar.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Soap.
Wait, what? What were you going to ask?
What was that?
Who?
You.
Me?
You said you were going to ask something
about. Shit. That was so long ago. What was it? What did it sound like? What did I look like?
I don't know. Something about ass COVID guitars or something.
Ass COVID guitar.
Holding onto your guitar and peeing. Don't do it. I'm just telling you, don't do it.
No, man, you'll get electric heart dick.
I bet you if you were holding on to that microphone and you peed in the bathroom, that might shock you too. Although I think that's grounded, so you'll be okay with that one.
The whammy bar?
I definitely got hit in the whammy bar with that one.
Whammy bar. I see what you did there.
I have no idea. I just remember hearing it while you guys were talking band stuff. So I'm just throwing it out there like someone knows what I'm talking about. Whammy bar.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Mad cow disease. I saw that too.
Cow. Yeah, we got mad cow. We got, then they had those remember the black crows? Not the bad, but they were falling out of the sky. They said, if you have dead birds laying around, don't touch them. Like, well, I didn't plan on it anyway.
Bird flu.
Oh, yeah, bird flu. Swine flu.
That was kind of crazy. I'm surprised they didn't. Now, see, why don't they just give all these chickens little masks?
Yeah. Why didn't they? Great.
Put little mask on the chicken. Problem solved.
Brilliant.
Cover their little peckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like
brilliant.
Man, brilliant. Not up in here. No, not up in here.
Egg shortage handled. We got we got them little chicken claw sanitizer and some freaking little masks.
Little chit masks.
little chicken chit masks. That'd be great.
That would be so cool.
That'd be fantastic. You got 4,000 chickens running around with little chit masks on, taking selfies.
Oh God,
taking selfies. Wait, Amy says she needs it. What's a scream? Oh,
the screaming burp.
Hey, wait.
Uh-oh.
I know it's here somewhere. Oh, that was the real deal.
That was no fake shit.
Oh wait, no.
Up in here.
I think she's talking about this one.
Where did you get your box? My box. I need a new box.
It's actually called
Whoa.
the sound effects machine,
Mhm.
and it says cha-ching, boom, boing,
Yeah, there's
and
mine.
burp, with 12 studio quality sounds. The battery's a little dead in this. It used to be way louder.
Yeah,
So, but it has.
Wait.
What do you got on yours?
I got it just says sound effects. It goes violin, trumpet, running. Oh my God, this one for special. You know what I miss that doesn't work anymore is remember the guitar, the little micro machine.
Yeah, that thing was cool. I still have one.
I got it, but I don't know if it works.
It don't work. So this one's got cha-ching.
Then would I be comparing boxes?
It's got cha-ching. It's got this. That. Thank you. Thank you very much. Never use that one much because it's kind of dumb. You can find them at
Water.
Hold on, but wait, there's more.
There's more.
Glass.
Damn.
That one made the intro, didn't it?
Oh man. Oh no. We don't want to hear that one.
Oh, I think that's a fart.
Oh man! Right now,
Yeah, it is.
some of the people out here, Danny and his wife Katie and everyone, they're just going, "Wow,
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Rocket, Rocket!" Oh man,
Rocky,
Those shows are
you
so
silly.
That's funny. Oh, I love those shows now.
Let's
Screamin'
go
Rocket.
back. I'm going to scroll back up and see kind of what's going on here. What a bunch of tremendous
Definitely.
people that are here with us today.
I tell you, I've been talking about this, since you
Best
guys,
family ever.
since you guys said yes, and I shouted out again, and boom, my phone was just blowing up all day today. So
Yeah,
thank
well,
you guys so much.
no, thanks for having us, man. We'd love to come back and do it again. It'd be awesome.
It's all fine. We had this time together just to have a laugh and sing a song. How's it go?
We got to do
I forgot the rest.
we got to do an intro to that Manny. Manny, what was it? Manny.
The Manny Bunch.
The
Man.
Good.
Here's
Well,
a Manny.
Here's a story about a guy named Manny, and he decided to do a little show. He'd have special guests and some shenanigans.
And then that Loco
Coach.
Joe.
I will write up some verses. We'll write up some
right.
verses.
Tremendous.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah, you'll end up getting pee-pee slapped within
Yeah,
12
pee-pee
minutes on it. It'll be done. Freaking Mike Brady will come out of his grave,
Yes,
ruin everything.
Oh man. Kiss me. Kiss me.
Come on.
Uh-oh. Okay.
There's the jet. There's the jet. Look. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the
Screamin'
people.
Burger. Screamin' Burger.
Oh, don't say
See, right
Screamin'
now,
Burger.
right now,
Burger,
everyone's
bad
because
on.
they usually see
Screamin'
Susie or they see
bad.
Pound Cake.
Yeah.
So now, welcome Jet to the family. Jet.
Come on, Jet.
What do we got here?
Oh, look at this, Poncho.
Amy.
Look at that, Poncho. Huh. Yeah, we've been talking. We talked many times about maybe doing like some sort of Sunday 3 to 6 or something. At least do a show. We'll look into that a little more, right?
You just got to send money. That's all.
Well, I tell you what, tell the guys do that. I said do. And tell those guys to tell you do that.
Mhm.
You are welcome here.
And then we'll have Manny as a guest
On our show.
on our show.
Yeah, see, yeah, and we'll call it the Return of Poncho and Cisco because we need money.
There you
Works
go.
for me.
I like it.
Yeah.
We'll make up a pandemic for you to join us.
Yeah, we'll bring back COVID ass.
Over that.
Come on.
Here's a great question that just came in from Sean. Poncho, did you ever get to meet AC/DC?
Actually, no. I got to see him 3 times, but never had a chance to meet Bon Scott or Phil Rudd or any of the boys. Angus,
Tragic.
So like all the Detroit, Seeger, Nugent, all those guys. I mean,
Nugent, Joe and I. Joe got to play Nugent's guitar, the Birdland.
Yes, I did.
We brought him backstage, and he goes, "Quit fondling my guitar."
No,
With your eyes.
No, he said to me, and I quote, "Well, don't just drool over it. Pick the motherfucker up and play it." And I was like, "Okay, Ted." Grab that thing up, man. It was awesome. What a cool thing.
It was amazing.
Awesome.
He's very tall.
Full of common sense.
I didn't meet him. I saw him. It was the Rolling Stones, Santana, and Iggy Pop played in 1980 at the Silverdome.
Silverdome.
General admission. First concert I ever went to, and I'm walking with my buddy Fitzpatrick, Tommy Fitz.
Okay.
Me and him are at the Silverdome. General admission. You walk in, and it's just a cloud. And I'm looking, all of a sudden, this tall, skinny dude, long hair, cowboy hat, walking by with these 2 tall, little, tiny mini skirts, these 2 Chinese girls on each arm. I'm like, oh, damn, look at that boy. And all of a sudden, Tommy's brother, Mike, Ted Nugent, that's my claim to fame. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was pretty. He was pretty cool. We go walking into the room where he's at, and everybody else is just flocking to him. and that blonde Birdland was just sitting in the corner right by the door, and I just stopped right there. I was like, "Whoa, this is cool." I'm thinking Ted who gives a shit, And I think he kind of noticed that, and that's when he said his famous comment, well, don't
drool on
it. Pick the motherfucker up and play it. I was like, okay.
Oh man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
Jeez.
I can tell you, the guy, there's no bullshit with the guy for sure. Whether you like, he's another one of those guys. Either you love him or you hate him. I love him. I think he was, I may not agree with some of the stuff that he says or whatever, but he's a genuine dude, and there's no bullshit with him. You get no bullshit with the guy.
And see, that's why, like on my show, man, I'm not going to agree with you. You don't agree with me, but you know what? It is what it is. No bullshit. It's as authentic as it can be.
Yeah, I mean, I've often thought of selling screens to separate the chicken shit from the bullshit.
I'm telling you. One thing
kind of need one nowadays.
When I first started doing this podcast, social media stuff, when I first started, I thought that everybody was your buddy. Everyone had your back. I mean, like, this is the greatest thing ever. That lasted a week.
Yeah.
And then I was so lucky, the people that kind of took me under the wing, these hosts on Hard Knocks, and so these great people that kind of said, Manny, that's not how it works.
No,
watch your back, because as they're patting your back, telling you how great you are, you're going to be stabbed with the other one. And but it's all right. Live and learn.
Yeah, that's all you can do with it. I mean, some people will throw a good game at you, and we have the opportunity. We meet a lot of young bands and stuff, especially through Rock for Tots, through our Rock for Tots event. And we've met a lot of really cool young bands throughout the years, and
amazing bands.
And you tell them, you say, listen, don't buy into the bullshit, man, because you get some very talented kids, and they start. It's a dog eat dog business. The music business is dog eat dog, and if you buy into the bullshit and start believing your own hype, you're definitely on a path to failure. You're not. It's just not going to work, So you try to keep them humble and. You tell the people thank you appreciate it, but not everybody wants to. They all have ulterior motives. Most of them have ulterior motives.
And that's another thing about you guys. So cool. It's like, for you, people ask what you guys are like. What you see is what you get, as real as they come, and helping other people. That's what's so cool about you guys. But yeah,
well, I'll tell you right now, we'll never pee on your leg and tell you it's raining.
No. And that kind of it bummed me out at first when because I started the first couple shows I did went really well, and I'm thinking this is great, and then the shit hit the fan. I was like, fuck this. But then the guys who were there who just said, this is what you thought, this is what's real, and it helped. And now even though I've only this has only been around 2 years, my fight or war. Me doing shows, I've only been doing this a year. But the people who have come into my life have been so instrumental in me learning and stuff like that, especially like you guys. I've listened. I listen to everything and just take little pieces of everything and put it all together. And then I ask, just like you, just like Scott. So listen, help.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Mhm.
Oh, all right, guys.
I don't know
we're gonna
nothing.
have to start cutting this thing. I
Yeah.
really appreciate you coming. I just looked over here. We are going to answer some other stuff here, but I really appreciate you guys coming on.
Yay! Yay!
First, Screamin, Scott, Randall, Loco, Joe, Poncho, and Cisco, right again. I keep saying it over and over, and I will continue to say it. I'm so grateful for you guys, and really looking forward to doing this again very, very, very,
Yeah.
very soon. Very soon. Very soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back with you, brother. And in the meantime, I'll holler at you and we'll get over there and show you some new tricks to work with, that you can incorporate with your show. And I mean, you're doing a great job. And it seems there's a lot of, you have a lot of really cool people with some great stories, man. And
Yeah.
man.
and the whole My Fight Our War thing, it's a pretty tight community, and I see new people coming in all the time, and anytime people can get support from other people who have experienced the same thing, man, that's awesome.
No,
Just awesome.
without a doubt. So thank you so much, and I'll definitely be hitting you up.
Mhm.
And
I'll see you. I'll see you on the radio tomorrow.
You will.
Yeah.
3 to 7.
Yep.
All right,
Well,
guys. Thanks a lot, man.
Well, listen, if I don't see you, you'll be seeing me.
I will.
Very good.
You guys take care, man.
Thanks, brother Manny.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
And see.
And see.
Bye.
Oh, but you know what? I don't even know what to say. I am so fucking. I lost track of time. But everything that I thought it was going to be, it was that much more.
Mhm.
That was. I've been telling
And
guys
people
all
have been hanging in there for all 2 hours. It's wonderful.
Oh, they've
These
been
are great
asking.
guys.
Well, everyone knows the Detroit radio and all that. They
Well, of
know.
course.
They know Chit. They know Loco Joe. They know Poncho and Cisco. But
But
yeah,
there's a
you
lot
know
of
what,
people
guys?
here who are not from this area.
Yes, all you guys that are fans of Poncho and Cisco, thank you so much. Thank
Mhm.
you for letting me be part of this awesome ride tonight. And believe me, I'm going to be bothering them left and right to come back on. So thank you so much, guys. You guys take care. We'll be popping on again. I'm off until June with my shoulder shit. So we will be seeing you very soon. Until then, keep fighting a good fight.